source for bringing you the latest news around the state, around Tiffin, and around the Burg.
Coming up, we will look into the presidential race.
And we will also look at what's happening around the Burg.
We'll tune into the spotlight of social media and we'll update you on Heidelberg sports.
Don't touch that remote.
WATI News Center 10, live at 5, starts now.
Good evening, Tiffin, and welcome to WHI News Center 10 live at 5 on this beautiful Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. I'm Henry Bourne.
I'm Laura Beta, and let's get to our first story of the night.
Hillary Clinton has been under much speculation on her health during this presidential election. This all rocketed into the spotlight when Clinton suddenly departed a 9/11 memorial, and a video showed her stumbling as she entered a vehicle. This incident was told by the Clintons' campaign that she, quote, overheated. Although later that day, her doctor released a statement mentioning Clinton's diagnosis of pneumonia. In an interview with Anderson Cooper, Clinton was criticized for keeping her health records a secret. To this, she responded, quote, I just didn't think it was that big of a deal, unquote. Whether you do support Clinton's campaign, some things should just be disclosed to the public.
In other presidential news, Donald Trump stood up for his supporters Monday, even when a fight broke out. As Trump defended his supporters, saying Hillary Clinton's comment was, quote, an explicit attack on the American voter, one of his supporters lashed out at a protester and caused a scuffle. His rally was interrupted several times by demonstrators and a brief moment of violence. According to Yahoo News, as several protesters were being escorted out by security, a man in the crowd grabbed a male protester around the neck and punched him. As the presidential race heats up, we are seeing more and more violence and more scrutiny. Tiffin University will be introducing a new kind of student athlete next fall. What is this brand new sport, you may ask? It's video games. That's right, get out your controllers, Tiffin University. You can be athletes now. Although these new types of athletes will be held to certain standards, like upholding a certain GPA, the university will also be adding new training facilities and new scholarship funds for the sport.
2016 marks 15 years since the tragedy we all call 9/11. The Times recorded that 2,996 Americans died in the 9/11 attacks. Men, women, and children lost their loved ones that day. It was a sad day then, and it's a sad day now. But here in Tiffin, we held our annual Patriot Day salute in honor of those who lost their lives this past Sunday 15 years ago. As veterans walked down the street, the audience rose to applaud them for their sacrifices. The parade was full of sorrow and patriotism. Abby McKee, a junior at Heidelberg University, spoke about her 9/11 experience, which greatly affected her even at a young age, and the importance of remembering this day.
I think that today's parade is a good remembrance of what happened on 9/11 in 2001, and to show appreciation for the people who were so quick to respond and who risked their lives to help others and who lost their lives. I think it's a great way to kind of just remember them. It's a good memorial.
That wraps up our local news segment for the day.
But don't go anywhere, because after the break, we will tell you about exciting events happening this weekend.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
My boyfriend drinks too much. I found help and support at Al-Anon Family Groups. Is someone's drinking troubling you? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Our son's drinking interfered with our retirement. We found help at Al-Anon Family Groups. Is someone's drinking troubling you? You might be surprised at what you can learn at an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Welcome back to News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's get started on Heidelberg's Campus News segment. On Thursday, September 15th, 2016 will be Heidelberg's First, Hype Day. The first Hype Day will be of the year will be start with the keynote speaker, Captain James Lavelle. After the keynote speaker, students will attend workshops, and each workshop will help students attain skills that will help them in their life after college. Some workshops will even include excursions off campus. Lavelle's speech will touch on one of these skills, collaboration.
And Captain Jim Lovell is coming in to give a presentation on collaboration and talk about his experiences with being captain of the Apollo 13 mission.
The HYPE program is giving students an interactive and interesting way to gain skills and experiences. Get hyped!
2 weekends ago marked the first time in its history that Heidelberg University's band marched. Under the direction of the new director of bands, John Waters, the band marched at the Student Prince football game. The band did a great job at the game, getting the crowd involved and making the game much more enjoyable. Current Heidelberg student Phil Frazier has been to every game the past 3 years and said this was his most enjoyable.
They got that new Ohio State director who you can really tell they just sound a lot better. I mean, not to say they sounded bad before, but I mean it really seemed like a well put together collegiate band.
The next time you go to a game, you can expect to see the new Heidelberg Marching Band in this Saturday when the Student Princes take on Ohio Northern at 7 p.m.
Parking issues on campus are at an all-time high this school year. With more cars than parking spaces, students and faculty are having to park in the grass. But what grass areas are we permitted to park on? When consulted on the issue, Director of Security Jeff Rhodes stated that the only advisable grass area is by Bay Rock Creek after T-Bridge. Parking by the railroad track is up to your own discretion. If the school is told to move the cars and security cannot identify the owners, the railroad can call the sheriff. The sheriff can then tow your vehicle. So if you cannot find a parking spot anywhere on campus roads does suggest to park in the grass after T-Bridge.
Right now, it really is the only answer I have would be to, park in the grass. Staff are doing it, I do it, so it is what we have. It's kind of what it is right now.
Yeah, parking on campus is crazy this year.
It is. I don't know why they issue more parking passes than our parking spots. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense at all. I have not got a parking spot yet. But that's all we have for Berg's Campus News today. When we come back, we'll see what is trending in social media.
News Center 10, live at 5. We'll be right back.
You're watching WHEI TV 10, student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
In the heart of Heidelberg's campus lies the Fireside Cafe and Pub, featuring a relaxing and engaging space welcome to the public. Fireside's menu includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, desserts, and even a soothing latte or coffee, offering a wide selection of exciting new and wholesome food options. Fireside Cafe Pub also serves a variety of refreshing drinks to accompany its cozy atmosphere. Come experience Fireside's new fall menu and visit us on Instagram at Berg Dining Services.
My name's Angela, and we're bringing you Berg Fit to Heidelberg University to help the students as well as athletes and staff be healthy, whether they're trying to gain muscle, lose weight, or just have more energy for class. Everyone has different goals. We offer pre-workout, post-workout, healthy meal replacement smoothies, as well as many snacks and healthy energy drinks for everyone.
I like them, they work, taste good, relatively cheap. Favorite flavor is definitely Twix.
Hello and welcome to our Social Spotlight segment. Let's see what's trending in the world of social media. Drake is so famous that him almost getting robbed is big news. Drake was on tour in Phoenix, Arizona when his tour bus was robbed. Initial reports claimed that nearly $3 million of Drake's jewelry was jacked from the bus. The actual victim was Drake's DJ, Future the Prince. According to court documents, the estimated value of the jewelry is estimated at $400,000. The suspect, Trayon King, was arrested while allegedly carrying a suitcase full of the jewelry. He was later released. In other news, earlier this week, TMZ reported that Cornell Nellie Hayes Jr. has an outstanding federal tax lien of $2.5 million. Spin Magazine did some number crunching and found that if Nellie gets every single cent of his streaming revenues and Spotify pays him the maximum, his fans will need to listen to his songs at least 287 176,547 times. Fans have reacted and have been listening to his hit song, Hot in Here, on repeat ever since. Will you help Nelly out? Well, that's all we have today for social media. Let's take it back to Hank and Laura at the news desk.
Thanks, Dave. Wow, that's crazy. Nelly, the Great.
Yeah.
Man.
Middle school. That's just my middle school. Like summed up
I know.
into one artist.
Whenever it does get hot somewhere, I do.
It's getting
Yeah,
hot
I just
in
gotta
here.
break into it. But it's time to throw it back over to Dave to take a look at today's top sports stories.
Heidelberg sports are off to a big start this year. Men's soccer bounced back from a loss on Friday with their first win against Spalding University 2-1. Alexis Mendoza put the Berg on top with a goal in the 18th minute. This was Pat Chivik's first career win as head coach. The team will travel to Thomas More on September 14th at 2:30 p.m. Women's volleyball sweep during their final day in Bluffton. The team picked up 2 wins at the Sommer Center Spectacular with a 3-1 over Geneva and a 3-0 win over Thomas More. The Berg travels to Defiance tonight at 7 p.m. And that's all we have for your sports today. Let's take it back to Hank and Laura at the news desk.
Volleyball has a game tonight. Are you going?
Oh, of course. I try not to miss any games for Heidelberg sports. I love to watch the students really get into it, and I love to see the passion out on the floor as well.
Oh yeah, go Berg.
But now it's time to get to our final story of the evening.
After this commercial break.
You're watching WHEI TV 10, student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
Whose idea was this? Did you think this was a good idea? Who got the paint out? Brother did?
What is funny?
I don't think this is funny at all. Who's gonna clean it up?
I gave thanks with tickets to a concert.
Looking for a unique way to show your gratitude for our nation's veterans and service members? One that will immediately and directly impact their lives? Give your extra tickets to VetTix. How will you give thanks? VetTix. Give something to those who gave. For more information on how you can make a difference, go to vettix.org.
New tech could read books without opening them. Using technology similar to X-ray vision, scientists can read closed books, identifying letters printed on stacks of paper up to 9 sheets thick.
This finding could lead to office machines that can scan reams of paper at once, or help researchers scan ancient books that are too fragile to open. The researchers also said that it could perhaps help spies read mail without opening envelopes.
The new system relies on how different chemicals absorb different frequencies of terahertz radiation to varying degrees, the scientists said. As such, it can tell the difference between paper that has ink on it and versus paper that does not. That's crazy.
That is.
I mean, that could definitely be something that the FBI or the CIA could really get some use out of.
Yeah, that's kind of scary though, thinking that somebody can just be reading your mail. But at the same time, who uses mail?
Exactly, I don't get mail, and you know the government's reading our emails.
True.
So, thank you for watching WHEI News Center 10 Live at 5. Our program tonight was produced and presented by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's program. Be sure to tune in next week.
I'm Henry Bourne.
I'm Laura Beta.
And for Dave, Carrie Ann, Shannon, Bailey, and everyone at the WHEI production crew, we will see you next time.